what are the tax benefits of hiring your children? Do you want to jump on this one?
The biggest tax benefit is your children have a standard deduction equal to their earned income, wages, up to $12,000.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have 3 children, you can pay them each $12,000. They will pay no tax on that income. And that lowers your income by $36,000 at 12,000 times 3 kids.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a little tax involved with it, payroll tax. They're not subject to workman's comp. They're not subject to unemployment.
Yeah, well, they have not only the standard deduction, but they also have their IRA. It's like if we paid them 12 grand. If you had paid tax on the 12 grand,
Mm-hmm.
you would have paid much higher tax bracket. Let's just say you're in the highest tax bracket and you're in California. You're going to pay 50%. Your kids make that same 12,000. They're not going to pay much of anything. And they can dump that puppy part of it right into a Roth IRA. And then they can put the other half into a traditional IRA. And shoot, you could even pay them more. And if you really want to get bent, you open up a 401k and you could have them participate in that as well. So you could put 19,000 plus they already have exemption. So the whole idea between employing your kids is that, well, there's a few things. First off is I'm switching the tax bracket from me to my children,
Mm-hmm.
or from a higher earning taxpayer to my children. And in many cases, it's going from the highest bracket to 0. There's some employment taxes, yes, but they also are paying in and qualifying. It counts towards quarters that they're participating, so they actually qualify for Social Security. So that's not necessarily a horrible thing, but they're not paying any income taxes for the most part.
And while we talk about the 12,000 number, because that's the standard deduction, you can pay them more. If you pay them $20,000, they're still going to be in a much lower tax bracket.
I would argue that we can get them to almost 0. So let's say you pay them $20,000. They got $12,000 standard deduction, plus they have another $5,000 that they can stick into, or $6,000 now into an IRA,
Mm-hmm.
2019. So it's so they're already up to $18,000. They're going to pay tax on $2,000. What's that going to be? $200?
$200.
Yep.
10% tax bracket.
See, Jeff's flipping genius. Pay your kids, and yes, you can pay your nieces and nephews. What if they're over 18? Well, it's going to depend. That's still your kids, so we don't care whether they're under 18 or over 18. I don't care if they're 40. It's a better tax bracket than yours, then you pay it. And this goes for parents too. So I should say this, we always talk about children, but I have many clients who are really big earners, and they have their mom or somebody doing some stuff for them who doesn't have a lot of income. And I'm like, pay her.
Mm-hmm.
It's better, oh, I'm covering some, I'm helping her out with her mortgage or whatever. It's like, pay her. If she has a house, rent it. Get money to your mother. Get it out of your tax bracket. So, or, your dad or whoever. I say your mother just because I'm thinking of one client in particular, but it could be anytime your tax bracket shopping is looking for whoever's going to pay the least amount on it. And heck, if we would give them money anyway, let them do it. So if you have a kid in college, pay them out of your company. Don't pay for their tuition for them. Let them pay for their tuition out of the money that you pay them out of your company.
And I know this is going to come up, the concept of the kiddie tax. Some of you have heard of that. The kiddie tax does not apply to active earned income, like wages, self-employment income. It only applies to interest, dividends, that type of income.
Yep.
And what the kiddie tax does is it taxes children's tax at the parents' rate.
Yeah, so somebody just asked that, actually. I'm looking at your questions. There's too many of them coming in, but one of them says, hey, if they're under 18, no, the kiddie tax only applies on passive income. If your kids do work, so we have an accountant here who, when he was out on his own, had his 9-year-old working, and he was paying the 9-year-old. As long as they can do something, there's no minimum age. There are tax cases on 9-year-olds, by the way, out there where they win if you could show that they were doing something of value and paying them a reasonable wage. That's it.